Did you know that nearly half of all Social Security recipients are paying taxes on the benefits they spent decades working for? After years of contributing to the system, retirees can face a tax bill on up to 85% of their Social Security income. But what if that could change? Trump's new proposal aims to eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits entirely. Could this be the financial relief retirees have been waiting for? Let's dive into the details, how we got here, why it matters, and what this could mean for your retirement. How Social Security benefits are taxed. Social Security taxes are hitting retirees harder than ever. Originally designed to target higher income beneficiaries, the tax now affects millions of middle-class seniors. The problem lies in income thresholds set in 1983 that have never been adjusted for inflation. Here's how it works. Single filers, up to 50% of Social Security benefits are taxed if your income is between $25,000 and $34,000 annually. If you are more than $34,000, up to 85% of your benefits can be taxed. Married couples, the thresholds start at $32,000 and top out at $44,000. These numbers, unchanged since 1983, no longer reflect today's economy. If these thresholds had been adjusted for inflation, single filers wouldn't be taxed unless they earned over $81,000, and married couples would have a threshold of $103,000. Instead, millions of retirees are paying taxes they never anticipated. For example, a single retiree earning $30,000 from a part-time job and receiving $18,000 in Social Security benefits could see $9,000 of their benefits taxed. A married couple making $40,000 from part-time work and investments, plus $30,000 in Social Security, could have $15,000 of their benefits taxed. This forces many retirees, already struggling with rising living costs, to set aside part of their Social Security check for taxes instead of essentials like housing, healthcare, and groceries. Why the tax exists? The tax on Social Security benefits was introduced in 1984 to create a more equitable system. The idea was to ensure higher income beneficiaries contributed back into the program. Social Security is designed to be progressive, providing a higher percentage of previous earnings to lower-paid workers than a higher-paid ones. When the tax was first implemented, it targeted only the top 10% of earners. At the time, it was seen as a way to generate additional revenue for the program without burdening the majority of retirees. However, the income thresholds were never adjusted for inflation, and over time, the tax has crept into middle-income households. For example, a retiree earning $35,000 a year, barely enough to cover basic living expenses in many parts of the country, can now be subject to taxes on up to 85% of their Social Security benefits. This shift has turned what was once a tax on the wealthy into a burden for millions of average retirees. The impact of no inflation adjustment. The lack of inflation adjustments is one of the most critical issues with the taxation of Social Security benefits. The income thresholds were set in 1983 and have not been updated in over 40 years. Back then, $25,000 for a single filer or $32,000 for a married couple was considered a comfortable income. Today, these amounts are far below what's needed to maintain even a modest standard of living. As a result, more retirees are being pushed into taxable territory each year. For instance, a retiree who started receiving benefits 20 years ago might have been below the threshold initially, but cost of living adjustments, COLAs, to their Social Security payments and other income sources could now push them over the limit. This has led to growing criticism of the tax, with many arguing that it no longer serves its original purpose. Instead of targeting high-income retirees, it now burdens middle-income seniors who are already struggling to cover their expenses. Should Social Security benefits be taxed? The debate over whether Social Security benefits should be taxed at all is complex. On one hand, taxing benefits feels like double taxation. Retirees paid into the system through payroll taxes during their working years, and now they're being taxed again on the same money. For many retirees, Social Security is their primary or only source of income. Adding a tax on top of that can make it even harder to make ends meet, especially when nearly 10% of seniors live in poverty. On the other hand, taxing benefits generates significant revenue, about $1.5 trillion over the next decade. This revenue is crucial for the sustainability of the Social Security program, which faces a projected shortfall by 2035. Without changes, payments could drop to about 75% of scheduled benefits. Eliminating the tax on benefits would reduce revenue, potentially accelerating the program's insolvency by about a year. But is that a risk worth taking to ease the burden on retirees? The role of retirement planning. The type of retirement accounts you have can make a huge difference in your tax burden. For example, Scenario 1. A married couple takes a $50,000 distribution from their traditional 401k and receives $36,000 in Social Security benefits. Their total income of $86,000 means 85% of their benefits could be subject to taxes, resulting in a hefty tax bill. Scenario 2. If the same couple had a Roth 401k, their $50,000 distribution would be tax-free, keeping their income below the threshold and eliminating the tax on their benefits. This example highlights the importance of strategic retirement planning and the impact of tax-advantaged accounts. Trump's proposal, eliminating the tax. Trump's proposal to eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits has sparked a heated debate about fairness, financial relief, and the long-term sustainability of the program. Supporters argue that the plan would provide much-needed relief to retirees, allowing them to keep more of their hard-earned benefits. For millions of seniors, Social Security is a critical source of income, with nearly 50% relying on it for at least half of their retirement funds. Eliminating the tax would mean more money in their pockets, helping them cover essential expenses like housing, healthcare, and groceries. For example, a retiree receiving $20,000 annually in Social Security benefits could save up to $1,700 in taxes if the 85% taxation rate were removed. This extra money could make a significant difference for those living on fixed incomes, especially as rising inflation continues to strain household budgets. One of the strongest arguments in favor of Trump's proposal is the issue of double taxation. Retirees already paid into the Social Security system through payroll taxes during their working years. Taxing their benefits feels like they're being charged twice on the same money, once when they earned it and again when they receive it in retirement. Critics of the current system argue that this is inherently unfair, particularly for middle and lower-income retirees who rely heavily on Social Security. By eliminating the tax, Trump's plan would address this perceived injustice, allowing retirees to fully benefit from the money they contributed over decades of work. Additionally, the proposal could encourage more seniors to remain in the workforce. Many retirees continue to work part-time or pursue side gigs to supplement their income, but the current tax structure can discourage this. If a retiree earns too much from work or investments, they risk pushing their income over the threshold and triggering taxes on their Social Security benefits. By removing this barrier, the proposal could incentivize more seniors to stay active in the economy, reducing their reliance on government programs and contributing to economic growth. However, critics of the proposal warn that eliminating the tax on Social Security benefits could have significant consequences for the program's financial health. The tax currently generates substantial revenue, approximately $1.5 trillion over the next decade, which is critical for funding Social Security. The program is already facing financial challenges, with the Social Security Trustees' 2023 report projecting that the trust funds will be depleted by 2035. At that point, benefits could be reduced by 25% unless changes are made. Eliminating the tax would reduce revenue, potentially accelerating the program's insolvency by about a year. This raises important questions about the long-term viability of Social Security and whether the proposal is a sustainable solution. Critics argue that while the plan offers immediate relief to current retirees, it could jeopardize the program's ability to provide for future generations. The bigger picture, Social Security's future. The debate over taxing Social Security benefits is just one piece of a much larger and more complex conversation about the future of the Social Security program itself. Social Security was established in 1935 as a safety net for retirees, but the world has changed dramatically since then. The program was designed for a different era, with different economic conditions, life expectancies, and workforce dynamics. Today, many of its rules and structures have not kept pace with the realities of modern life, leaving the program at a crossroads. As the population ages and more people rely on Social Security as their primary or even sole source of income, the question of how to fund the program and ensure its sustainability has become increasingly urgent. This is not just a financial issue. It's a moral one, as millions of Americans depend on Social Security to maintain their dignity and quality of life in retirement. One of the most pressing challenges facing Social Security is demographic change. The U.S. is experiencing a significant shift in its population structure, with the baby boomer generation reaching retirement age in large numbers. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, by 2030, all baby boomers will be over the age of 65, and older adults will outnumber children for the first time in U.S. history. This demographic shift means that fewer workers will be supporting a growing number of retirees. In 1960, there were about 5 workers for every Social Security beneficiary. Today, that ratio has dropped to roughly 2.7 workers per beneficiary, and it is projected to decline further to 2.3 workers by 2035. This shrinking worker-to-beneficiary ratio puts immense pressure on the program's funding model, which relies on payroll taxes from current workers to pay benefits to current retirees. Without significant changes, the system risks becoming unsustainable. Taxing Social Security benefits has become a major concern for retirees, raising questions about fairness and financial stability. With Trump's proposal to eliminate these taxes, the conversation has gained new momentum, but the issue remains unresolved. Should Social Security benefits be tax-free in retirement? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.